If you could develop a practical and repeatable way to make more money, to achieve more success in life, to be healthier, to be happier, would you do it? I would. And here's the good news. The way you get there is very different than what you might think. It's not about a fancy education. It's not about something that costs a ton of money or takes a lot of time, or even something that requires a talent. Because here's how you do it. By developing your intuition. And I know that sounds crazy, but no less an authority than Albert Einstein, perhaps the greatest scientist in the history of mankind, once said, the most important thing is intuition. And so in this video, I'm going to reveal to you how it's possible that everyone can be psychic, and show you a common obstacle that prevents us from developing these abilities, and also explain to you why going to some incredible naturally talented psychic is probably the worst thing you could do if you want to develop these skills. Hi, I'm Brent Phillips, creator of Awakening Dynamics, and in this video I'm going to show you how to start to unleash the power of your intuition. And there's 3 things I want you to take away that are really important. Any one of these can change your life, so pay attention. Number 1, everybody is psychic. Everybody has this ability. It's not limited to some special few. The second takeaway is this: C students make the best teachers. Now I'm going, what does that mean? What does that have to do with anything, Brent? Here's what I mean. When you go to select someone to teach you how to develop your intuitive skills, the way you're selecting that person is probably ass backwards. You're going to select exactly the wrong teacher for you. So I'm going to give you some advice a little later in this video on how to find the right kind of teacher for you. Why? Because again, C students make the best teachers, not the A students. The third thing I want you to take away is that it is not necessary to have any kind of talent or skill. All you need to do is be willing to do the hard work. So let's talk about all these in a little more detail. Number 1, really important that you know everybody is psychic. Every single person. It's just a question of, have you had the training to develop that ability? That learning to be psychic is no different than learning to drive a car. You wouldn't be so impressed if I said, hey, I got a driver's license, right? You'd be like, so what? You took a driver training, you took a test, you got a license, who cares? That's exactly right. Who cares? Why? Everybody can drive a car, can't they? Yes. Unless you have some really serious disabilities. Everyone can learn to drive a car. However, you don't let that stop you just because you're not going to be winning the Indy 500, do you? No, of course not. So I want everyone to know being intuitive is like learning to drive. Everyone can do it. And you may or may not have the talent to be the best in the world. Don't worry about that. Very few people get a driver's license or looking to win the Indy 500. So I would approach your intuitive development the same way. You don't need to be the best in the world at this, right? To do that would require years of training and hard work. All you need to do is learn it a little bit, and that will be good enough. If you believe you're capable of learning to drive a car, then I guarantee you are also capable of learning to develop your intuition, of becoming psychic. Because again, this is just a simple skill that all humans can do. Everybody can do it. You just have someone to show you how. It's not too different than learning to write. Most of us didn't naturally learn to write. We had to learn it from our parents, our teachers, right? You practice it, you got it. So most important thing, every single person is psychic. It's not like you're born psychic or not. All you have to do is find the right teacher, practice and develop your skill. And I guarantee you'll be doing great readings, finding the right choices for you. What are the best foods? What's the best job? Who should I date? Where should I live? All that stuff, right? Gets really easy. So lesson number 1, everybody is psychic. Don't worry about it if you weren't some natural talent, right? Not necessary. All you have to do is practice and you can develop skill. Next thing I want to help you with is finding the right teacher to develop your intuition. Because learning intuition is kind of like learning karate. You can't do it entirely from a book, now can you? No. You could read a lot of books on karate. You could even go join a karate tournament, but you'd probably get your ass kicked, right? Right. Because you didn't actually learn karate. You learned something that looked like karate. So intuitive skills are the same. You can learn a lot from books, but at some point you need to find a teacher. And here's the key thing. So important, such a common mistake. Most people, when they pick someone to train them in intuition, pick someone that has a great natural talent at intuition. In other words, a natural psychic, right? Terrible idea. Why? C students make the best teachers. Why is that? Simple. If you were a C student, you had to struggle to learn this stuff. You probably learned a lot more about how to learn it than the A student. Many A students, it's just natural ability, right? It's easy. So if you work with someone who's an A student in psychic ability, they won't understand why you're struggling. I mean, oh my gosh, I have no idea how many seminars I went to. I spent so much money chasing all these seminars, right? Open your third eye, open your kundalini, use your crown, right? See into the future, all this stuff. And I'd go, and the teacher would be like, imagine this and visualize that. And then the guardian angels will appear and they'll sing you a song and you'll see all these pictures. And you're going, I don't see anything, right? I get nothing. That was me, right? This is why I'm saying, if you want to learn intuition, to become psychic, to learn how to read the future, you can do that. But find someone who would struggle with it. Why? They'll understand your difficulties. They'll have solutions for your obstacles. I was a terrible student of being psychic, right? I was a terrible intuitive student. That's what makes me an amazing teacher. I had to learn so many nuances and ins and outs, right? So please don't go just run up to the most incredible, talented psychic you've ever known and ask to train from them. You can. But they're not going to understand why you're struggling. Go find someone like me that was a C student, that was bad at intuition, that took years to learn it. They'll help you. So before we reinforce our third point from this video, just know that this video is one of a whole big series, over a dozen videos on how to develop your intuition. So you might just check out the playlist. We got a whole bunch of awesome videos on intuition just like this to support you. So what's our third takeaway? It's this. Don't think it's going to take you years to learn to be psychic. It's not. If you want to be the best in the world, it might, right? That's true of everything. You want to be the best race car driver in the world, you're going to have to train for years, right? You want to be the best guitarist, the best baseball player, the best singer, you name it, it's going to take a lot of work. But you don't need that skill to improve your life. That's why I say it's like driving a car. So if you're interested in learning more about this, learning my method and how I do readings, I would absolutely encourage you, check out the link below for the Spiritual Power Quiz. Check out my website. Get signed up for the Heal-a-thon live webinar. I will actually walk you through some interactive experiential processes. Because here on the YouTube video, I can just talk to you about it. I can't really do it with you in real time. On the live webinar, I can. So if you want to learn more, click the link, take the Spiritual Power Quiz, get yourself locked in with a free ticket to the live Heal-a-thon webinar. And back to our takeaway, it will not take you years to learn this. Does it take years to learn to drive to the grocery store? No. It might take 3 to 6 months. Intuition is the same. You want to learn how to decide what to eat at the restaurant using your intuition? Absolutely. A few months. That's all it takes. You want to learn how to pick the right job, pick the right house, pick the right stock, pick the right crypto? We're looking at probably, for most people, 3 to 6 months. And it will absolutely rock your world because you will have your own inner guidance you can take with you everywhere you go. Doesn't cost you nothing, and no one can ever take it from you. And I think that's really important. I am Brent Michael Phillips signing off. We got lots more cool videos in this series I know you're going to love. I know they're going to blow your mind. So click like, click subscribe, check out the playlist, check out the live Heal-a-thon webinar, and I will see you on the other side. Until then, take care and namaste.